deleted them so I have more room on my camera, so I won't be uploading them. They're actually rather embarrassing. Kept getting off topic. I was just not happy with them. I've been recording for half an hour, which isn't a long time for most people, but like, it's rather infuriating. Arrow Season 3, I think, is the one we're on. I've been watching while I'm waiting for the episodes to come back on. I've just been watching previous seasons, so my mind's a little scattered. Please forgive me if I get one or two things wrong. Dude, I'm sorry, I was not happy with the other vids. Just hold on just a second. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Like, I'm not even sad or anything, it's just, I am actually kind of upset with the events of tonight that have led me to this situation, but, I'm actually, like, I have something in my eye, dude. Oh, you know what it is? I don't have my glasses on. Way better now. Hold on, I think the camera might be a little smart. Wait, is it? Oh, but you can't zoom in and out on the selfie camera, so, but hold on, I think it's a little blurry. I can't tell if it looks any different to me. It might just be my camera, or it might just be because I am not normally wearing my glasses. But anyways, dude, everything looks different through my glasses. Like, I don't know what it is, but it looks drastically different. Like, the same, but different. Not sure if I actually like it that much. I'm just kidding. Weird though. I feel fine, but I feel weird. Arrow. So, I've done like 3 takes or something. So I'm gonna try to speed through this while as going in depth as possible. But like, you know, like if you're doing a Super Metroid 100% speedrun, look those up. It's in depth, but it's fast-ish. Anyways, so the Season 3 villain is Ra's al Ghul. He's the main villain, but there's a secondary villain who also seems more of a main-ish villain, named Danny Brickwell. He's basically like, he seems like whenever you shoot him in the face, he can't really die, but then they explain it as it grazes him. But I'm like, come on, man, that was a direct hit. Like, come at me, pro. And then, back in episode 1, I'm not gonna go in depth on Ra's al Ghul because it's just like Batman Begins. Like, really, it's the Dark Knight trilogy's Batman Begins. I don't know. And I guess Danny Brickwell kind of, it's like, I guess you could call him Scarecrow because he plays the same role. But if you want comparisons to Scarecrow, it's actually more of a, let's go with Count Vertigo. He's more like Scarecrow. Except you don't really see your fears. You just see whatever they want you to see. So Count Vertigo's kind of rigged. I don't think he's an actual character. I think he's just named after DC Comics Vertigo subsidiary. I think. I really need a script, but the basically I want to make a Batman Dark Knight trilogy review, so that's like why I haven't. No, I'm not going in depth because I don't want to spoil for the review. But I'll do as much as I can. So obviously, spoilers. I don't know why you're here if you're not expecting spoilers, but the Green Arrow basically fights Ra's al Ghul at the top of a mountain with swords. If I recall right, the Green Arrow gets this like really weak sword. Like, I wouldn't call it like a fencing thingy, but it's weak. And Ra's just gets like this awesome sword. He's like, "Hey, sup? Want to fight my, like, master sword with your just, like, noodle. It's like, yeah. And, yeah. Obviously it's not the weapon that they were using that, it's because the Green Arrow does not know how to fight with swords. That was one thing I am most definitely sure he was not prepared to do on the island. Which seems to be their explanation for everything. Which is weird because it's the island that they're always talking about, but according to the season, he was pretty much never on the island. He was in season 3, was he on the island? Because I believe he was in Hong Kong in like half of 2 and like all of 3. Whatever though. Like, yeah. So, if I'm getting my seasons right, I liked all the stuff they did with like Tommy Merlin in Hong Kong. They didn't do a whole lot, but what they did do was there. I think I'm just gonna split this into like different reviews because I'm going way too in depth and it's taking up too much time. But the Green Arrow is fighting sort hand-to-hand combat and losing with a bunch of guys, I think, at one point. And then he's fighting with swords and like the pull needle thing, then impaled and then spitting up blood, and then there's a nightmare sequence where him and Felicity are kissing, and then they're not, and then blood in a hole in his chest, which was just weird. They meet up with Maseo or Hiseo, I don't remember, and they meet up with Katana from season 2, I believe. And this is, I think, before Suicide Squad. They do a bunch of stuff with Nyssa, I can't remember which one it is, because in the comic books it's reversed. Nyssa's either the older sister or the younger sister. I believe on Arrow, the younger sister. But in the comics, I believe Talia is the younger sister. But basically, the Al Ghul, the twin, we'll just call them twins, the Al Ghul twins are Raish's kids, obviously. But then there's this whole rank of Al Ghul, and so the whole time I'm here wondering, wait, is it a rank? Or are they just referring to it as a rank, as like a standard you can set? Because Malcolm wants to become the next Ra's al Ghul. But is it like becoming the next Billy Mays? I just watched that Smosh video, so. But, is it a standard, or is it a rank? I don't know. I'm a little confused on that. I've been talking a lot, I'm sorry. And I'm pacing, because I'm not actually sure. I hope you guys can ignore the pacing. Let's get on with it. And they do a whole lot of stuff in here. They never actually show Talia, but I'm pretty sure they're doing stuff with Talia behind the scenes. And they give you a lot of Batman references, but for the most part, it's same. And then they have the Flash have a cameo in like one episode, which is after the Katana and Raish thing. I explained that. I hope you guys aren't lost. You guys have watched the show, so you know what I'm talking about. Because if you haven't watched it, you really should do that. This video has like no value if you haven't watched it. It's on Netflix. Like all seasons that are so far out, as of this day, they're on Netflix. So, check them out. It's October 6th, by the way. Or 7th. I don't know. But, as of this day, all the seasons are on Netflix, so go ahead and watch them. But, basically, they have the Flash in one episode, just doing a cameo. There's a funny little, tiny monologue, when they're referring to the Green Arrow, who's not the Green Arrow anymore. He's Mr. Lamau, we'll just say that. I think they were calling him something that is in reference to the Magician. Then he crash lands an airplane, but back to the Flash thing. He's on there for a little while, and saves them. Felicity shouts out Barry, and I guess knowing who Malcolm Merlyn is, it was like, oh great, you shouted my identity onto a supervillain, you know, that whole thing going on. No offense there, Merlin. And, you know, like, not taken. But even though there was a lot taken. Yeah, that whole monologue there. I hope no one's like, because I have a nurse here for my little brother. I hope no one's like watching me doing this, because that would just be weird. Dude, but I can lift. You asked me if I lift. I could probably lift that. I'll do a tiny little video later. You know, there's, you know, in the Flash, he should do stuff on Arrow, like, a lot more. Like, I know he would, like, completely neuter the villains, so to speak. Man, come on, it would be fun. Like, let's just say a little explosion that happens later on in the show couldn't have happened. A little personal conflict wouldn't have happened if they had just like Flash and Supergirl on there. Just saying. But, yeah. So this whole Ra's al Ghul thing, Barry's gonna stop him, or help save Team Arrow and Merlin, because he's not a part of Team Arrow. And is Rick Palmer like? Was he ever really, like, a part of Team Arrow? Or was he just kind of there sometimes? He was a part of a subsidiary of Team Arrow called Team Felicity. But that's not really a team. And sometimes that consists of Barry. Let's not get into the specifics, though. But, like, you know, they're there doing race stuff. Nissa's over there doing Nissa stuff for some reason. Could have mixed something up. And then Oliver and Nissa get married, but like not in a loving way, in an arranged way. Which isn't cool. Hey, if I just offended everyone in the comments, please feel free to let me know. But that's not cool. Because I'm aware that some countries they do arranged stuff. I hate filtering myself. That's probably why these episodes don't come out so well. I'm actually quite embarrassed. In one of my Mario Run videos, I put in a bunch of political stuff, and because there wasn't a whole lot to talk about in the video, so I would have been super silent, and that's kind of against my moral code. I'll take it down and redo that video if someone gets offended, but I don't like including politics. I don't know. What was I going on with about? So, Oliver, like, poisons all of his friends, but, like, not really. And there's some flashbacks with Merlin confronting Ra's, but, like, not really. I guess not really confronting. There's no conflict there. He just wants to be trained in the ways of the Ra's, I guess. Is that a thing? The ways of the Ra's? Probably. But, you know, when he's supposed to be dead for a little while, he comes back to stop Danny Brickwell. I think this is in season... Yeah, this is season 3. Last time I checked. And, I believe in the comic books he's referred to as Blockbuster. But anyways, he takes bullets to the face. But then, not really. Instead of taking bullets to the face, apparently it just grazed him. But I'm like, come on, dude. How are you gonna do me like that? Matt 2017. Dude, that's like a direct quote. Oh, by the way, shout out, Matt. But, he doesn't actually take the into the face. To quote Roy Harper, though, arrows are much more effective on him. Which I guess definitely would show that it's not grazing. It's just the bullets are grazing him because I think bullets are much more penetrating than arrows. I mean, like, arrows go all the way through, sure, but, like, if bullets were the size of arrows, I'm pretty sure they would go further. Just saying. So, And he only ends up with scratches on, like, the side of his face. So, pretty sure that's a graze to me. Or a hairline fracture. Would it even be a fracture? It's just a graze. So, yeah. I gotta cut this short. The race, that is resolved. The whole city fights against Danny Brickwell, and overall, I thought the season was pretty good. A bunch of Flash and Arrow stuff thrown in there. It gets 10 out of 10, because, I don't know, it's good. Boy.